Vegas Nation Gameday Live, sponsored by South Point Sportsbook. Download the app at southpointsports.com.
Happy Rivalry Sunday, everyone. Good morning and welcome into the Las Vegas Review-Journal studios. I am your host, Cassie Soto. We're just about an hour away from the Raiders taking on their AFC West rival, the Kansas City Chiefs, at Arrowhead Stadium. Let's go ahead and break this one down. It's an important one today, and joining me in studio is Las Vegas Review-Journal sports reporter Sam Gordon. Sam, good morning. Thank you so much for joining me today, bright and early.
Cassie, my pleasure. Happy Sunday. Big day for us, big day for the Raiders in Kansas City.
That's right. The Chiefs are on a 5-game win streak, and the Raiders are 1 for 4 in their last 5, Sam. Oh, how the tables have turned since the last time these two met.
They certainly have. If you recall, Cassie, last month in November, the Raiders were atop the AFC West, and it was the Chiefs trying to find their footing, trying to reclaim their mojo, and they've certainly done that. Well, the Raiders have seemingly lost all theirs, but all is not lost. Still plenty to play for the Raiders. They're still right there in that wild card mix, but they got to take care of business today. They are running out of time.
Yeah, they're running out of time. Maybe running out of players here, Sam. The Raiders injury report, unfortunately, pretty deep. Let's go ahead and start with the offense. The Silver and Black have to face another opponent without star tight end Darren Waller.
Yeah, huge, Cassie. I mean, especially in a game where you think you're going to have to score points, knowing what Patrick Mahomes and that Kansas City offense bring to the table. Darren Waller is, without a doubt, the Raiders' best skill position player, and there's just a gravity that he brings with them, that frees things up for Hunter Renfrow, that frees things up for Deshaun Jackson, Bryan Edwards down the field. So the Raiders are going to have to adjust. This is the NFL. People get hurt. They're going to have to adjust without Derek Carr's favorite target today.
Yeah, well, on the defensive side of the ball, linebacker Denzel Perryman is also out for today. The Raiders being down their leading tackler is not super ideal today versus the Chiefs.
It is certainly not. Raiders already thin at linebacker, dealt with a bunch of injuries during the Washington football team game, and as a result, they go out and get Will Compton, the former Raider fan favorite, back. He's active. He's going to be on the active roster today. But no, they are thin at linebacker. We might see some more Divine Diabo. We saw him last week against Washington football team as well. Probably going to be a bigger role for him today, and they're going to have to do it by committee without Denzel Perryman, what he brings to the table.
Is it Javen White time? UNLV, former UNLV star?
It might be. He can have his opportunities.
Well, if you're looking for a bright spot here, the Raiders did activate cornerback Trayvon Mullen. This has to be a huge plus for the secondary.
Yeah, he hasn't played since October. It's been quite some time. But anytime you're playing an offense like the Kansas City Chiefs and what they bring to the table, you're going to want to have your best, your secondary as strong as possible. Casey Hayward having an unbelievable year, and Trayvon Mullen was very, very good. We saw some improvement with him before the injury. The Raiders are certainly glad to have him back. Expect to see him on Tyreek Hill a little bit, maybe on Travis Kelce. Both those guys tend to have field days against the Raiders, and they're going to need Trayvon Mullen to play his part in slowing them down.
For sure. Well, while we are warm and toasty here in the studio, the rest of our Vegas Nation crew is out in chilly Kansas City. Let's toss it out to them for more.
It's Heidi Fang here and Ed Graney, and yeah, we're out in Chiefs Kingdom where the atmosphere is a lot different than it was last year, Ed.
Absolutely. Last year with COVID, they only had a handful of people here, Heidi. Well, we got a little closer parking space last year, but Chiefs Kingdom is here. They are ready to tailgating. They were here 4 or 5 hours earlier before the game. This is Chiefs Kingdom. This is one of the best home atmosphere in all of the NFL, and the Raiders are going to see that today. It's going to be loud, and you know what? It might be windy. We're starting to get a little wind here, so that's never good when you're playing Pat Mahomes because he knows how to play in these conditions.
Yeah, absolutely right. The Raiders are going to have to bring that pressure, as we already heard, some injuries and everything happening with this team. But Ed, what do you feel like this does for the Raiders if they actually lose or win, depending on how things go with the playoff standings?
Loss won't be good. They'll go to 6-7. When you're 6-7, you might have to win out. And then you and I were talking on the way here. You're going to get into tie-break situations. You don't want to get into tiebreaker situations. It would be huge for them to win here today. It'll be very hard to do so. But we saw it last year. And if they win here today, I'm telling you, Rich Bisaccia, the interim head coach, better take a lap in that bus because it's going to be a huge win if they can come in here with this crowd and get a victory.
All right, there you have it. Ed Graney, Heidi Fang, back to you in the studio.
Thanks so much, Heidi and Ed. Please stay warm out there, but for a Raiders social media check-in, let's go ahead and hear from sports reporter Leandre Fox.
The Coins' undefeated streak has come to an unfortunate end, but let's go ahead and check in on some other Raider Nation social media. Get you a friend like Alec Ingold. Ingold, while on IR, analyzing some tape and making a Pro Bowl case for punter A.J. Cole.
Where's 6? There's 6. He's covering. There's 6. He's covering. Man, come on. A.J. Cole, number 6, Pro Bowler, for sure. Leading the league in net punt. Just get paid worth every single dollar. Come on, Raider Nation, let's go.
Speaking of Pro Bowl voting, the Raiders made 8-bit NFTs of their guys to try to spread some awareness because voting ends soon. I don't really understand NFTs. We screenshotted the post to relay it to you, so I'm not really sure the value of it, but go ahead and get your votes in. And the holidays are coming up, Raider Nation, so we'll leave you with a Christmas tree decked out in silver and black.
It's a good-looking Christmas tree there, Sam.
It
Have you
certainly
decorated
is.
for Christmas yet?
Not yet.
Oh,
I got a couple
come
more weeks though,
on,
right,
Sam.
Cassie?
You
I got
do.
a couple
You
more
do.
weeks.
I was right after Thanksgiving though, so you're lagging here. Well, Ed and Heidi hit on it, Sam, but I think we really have to emphasize the Raiders' playoff implications. If they do not get a win today, how does that playoff picture look?
Well, Cassie, we talked about it last week, and I'm going to reiterate. The playoffs for the Raiders have started. Like, they have started. All these games are crucial. As you see on the remaining schedule, every single team they're playing is a playoff caliber team or a team jostling or jockeying for playoff positioning. The Raiders did not do themselves any favors by losing to the Washington football team on Sunday at Allegiant Stadium. I think they're going to have to at least go 3-2, maybe 4-1 to make the playoffs. Right now it's 6-6. You see a lot of teams right there, 7-5, 6-6, that range. This is the first year where there's a 17-game schedule, so we're going to have to see what their final record is to make the playoffs. But I suspect that it's going to require at least 9 wins, and that means they're going to have to go 3-2 the remainder of the way. That's going to be hard. It's going to be really, really hard. They're going to have to go out there and find a way to win 3 of the remaining 5 games. And it starts today in Kansas City. Look, they've won there last year.
Yep.
It's not impossible. The Chiefs' offense has taken a little bit of a step back. It's not quite the same, not quite as explosive, but it's a tall task nonetheless with how good that Kansas City defense is playing, the best in the league over the last 5 weeks.
Yeah, you mentioned the Kansas City offense and the defense, of course, carrying this team as of late. But Patrick Mahomes will forever be Patrick Mahomes, right?
No, he certainly will. And just because he has a career high in interceptions this year, career completion percentage, a career low, passer rating, career low, doesn't mean he's not capable of doing Patrick Mahomes things. In fact, the Raiders found out about that firsthand here at Allegiant Stadium. He had his best game of the year, Cassie, 400 yards, 5 touchdowns, hung 40 on the Raiders in that game. He's still more than capable of doing that at any time. Raiders are going to have to get more pressure on him. They did not get to him in that game. They're going to have to make him uncomfortable, make him make some of those risky throws that he's been making this year that have led to some of those turnovers. If they can force some turnovers and keep this game tight, they're going to have a chance. But if he gets in a groove early, it's going to be a long day at Arrowhead Stadium.
A tough task for the Raiders and, of course, missing some key players. But they need to get it together to keep their playoff hopes alive. So for now, we'll go ahead and let you get ready for the game here. For our entire Vegas Nation crew, he is Sam Gordon. I'm Cassie Soto. Thank you so much for tuning in. For more Raiders news, head on over to vegasnation.com.
Vegas Nation Game Day Live, sponsored by South Point Sportsbook. Download the app at southpointsports.com.